Hola gente, discúlpenme. ¿Eh? Ahí. Me agarré el pelo de nuevo. Así, creo que ya. Te encontraré para ahogar esta pena. Buscar una sirena. Iba. Oh. Bueno, estoy haciendo un Luffy. Aquí está, se los presento. Eso es lo que estoy haciendo. Podría ponerme música, pero quizás no. Quizás mejor no. Aquí. Wow, shut up. Esto ya lo vi, según yo.
We are confirmed. Volkswagen Jetta, 4-door, gray in color.
Excuse me. Hi. Hello. And these past ones I've seen. I'm doing this. I'm just trying to find a video to watch. Simply because to not be fully quiet. You know? Since I can't play music. I feel like I have seen so many of these. It's tiny. It's little Luffy. Still doesn't have a face or arms. I did the ears. And I was doing the hands. And I was like, you know, I haven't gone live crocheting in a while, so why not? And I decided to do it. 2, 4, 6. Okay. Bueno, también voy a hablar en español, porque sí, porque quiero.
Divers gearing up for a deliberate mission to bring a car believed to be connected to a 1958 cold case up to the surface of the Columbia River. Will an important part in one of the most baffling mysteries in Oregon history soon be solved? This whole area has been blocked off You can see over my shoulder the large crane on the barge that they brought into Cascade Locks to try to fish up the car.
The bodies of Ken Martin, his wife, and daughter Barbara have never surfaced. Are they trapped inside the family car in the waters of the Columbia at Cascade Locks?
Are they?
84 for reading. Holy. You got something big there.
Holy shit. My eyes started hurting. I see rocks and a rope. What's that? Body part?
This is the oldest missing persons cold case in Oregon. The Martin family goes missing December 7th of 1958. 5 of them, mom, dad, as well as 3 daughters. 2 of them ended up floating down through the Cascade Locks, about 20 miles from here.
The body of Sue Martin had been found.
But there's a rumor that the car went off here in the Dalles.
Tire track leading into the river.
We're going to bring you back into our morning right now and tell you all about the Martin family and our search for them today.
Okay.
1954 Ford Station and Barbara Martin had 3 beautiful daughters.
Maybe back then they weren't thinking of. I fell in the water, I guess. Is this unsolved?
Were the victims of foul play. Who did it and why?
For 66 years?
For families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope.
Wow. I already delivered. Oh, yeah. That one I don't remember. That one I don't. That one I don't. That I do. I don't. Okay. Excuse me. Samantha Hooper and Courtney Holly. I don't seem to remember that. Dedrick Smith, I do. Marine Moses. Nadine, no. James Amabile, no. Stephanie Torres, I do. Jed Hall, I do. Carrie Mae Parker, I do. Thomas Thornton, I don't. Annie Lee, Jacob, Kaylee, I do. Eddie Point. So there's many I don't remember. Interesting.
Civilian divers cracking cold cases for free.
Scott, I saw your cute little magnet over here. I think that's going to suit you a little bit better. Wow. I got 2 of those for you. Here goes my cell phone signal. Those are awesome. 2 ropes for you. You know, with you being up here diving in this Columbia Current all the time, you know that really doesn't hold you in place too well.
Well, that was actually found right off the dock here. Somebody lost that. That's the only magnet I've ever.
Well, okay, so you don't even use magnets? Do you want me to give you a magnet? Or
Yeah, sure. I don't know if you remember, but it was about 3 years ago. We did our first dive together down here. I held the camera for you. You held it up for me. And I remember I gave you a gift. But he made something for you this morning. It's gonna blow your mind. You ready? Yeah, you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's gonna blow your mind. He made this for you. I don't think they exist anywhere else, but right
They
here.
do not. Look at that.
Your own T-shirt.
I
Your
remember.
first ever Adventures of Purpose shirt. So I'm returning the favor with this Search and Discovery shirt,
I like that.
which is hopefully your size. You're a lot smaller now than you were back then.
Did Christopher, your son, also make this one?
No, I made that. He helped me, but I actually, you can. I made that on the press, and it's as low budget as you can get. So
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah. You know, I like your idea of trying the 100-footer because if that is something that's 100 feet, and this one is probably a couple hundred feet.
That's 30. And this is either 2 or 500.
Yeah.
I can't remember how big this
I'd
is.
say we should try that one first.
That one? Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember how it all goes together?
I do.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you
Okay.
for the.
You know?
I just need to share it out today.
I'm sorry.
That's what you need to find metallic items on the bottom of the ocean. electronics are up in here, and this is filled with a lighter fluid, and then this is just allow it to fly through the water.
What? Hi. You just. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the video I'm watching. He just gifted him a marine magnet?
Did the book come out before you started searching or after?
I'm actually in the book.
Okay.
What? Hello.
These are gnarly. Look at these.
I just noticed the other person was called Amor.
So actually, if you look to, there are. I really
Hello.
want to find one. I mean, it's such a rare vehicle.
You know, if that anchor hooked into the back here somehow and ripped off this structure here, I don't immediately recognize any parts. But if we go down there today, we should be looking for those hinges or the latches. I am 100% convinced it'll the body panels might be rusted out, but the tires.
Hola, hola a todos.
The windshield.
Hi, hi.
This is thick, heavy steel.
Welcome,
That gun I
welcome.
brought, that was 200 years old. I mean, the steel is still intact, and it's way thinner than what is on this, American-made monster.
Yeah, right?
Now we have J.B. Fisher,
It's
who has
fine.
probably written the most extensive book, I'm going to say, about the case of the Martin family. So can you kind of give us the rundown of, we met up before working this case down in Cascade Locks is where we initially met. So kind of bring us into two different theories that we have, kind of the backstory of when they went missing and...
Yeah, so this is December 7th, 1958, when they went out looking for Christmas greens out to the
Yeah,
coast,
it's fine.
and sometime in the afternoon, they were seen at a diner over in Hood River, and that was the last time they were seen. And then pretty much when two bodies of the young girls, the youngest daughters, were found over in the western parts of the river, that sparked, certainty that there was actually the car was in the river somewhere. So there's a theory that there.
Thankfully,
Locks,
people
of course, that's
thought
the idea
that.
it was an accident because the bottom line sparked,
Wait.
certainty that there was actually the car was in the river somewhere. So there's a theory that there in Cascade Locks, and of course that's the idea that it was an accident because the bottom line is, they could have just driven in, stopped over there real quick after their meal, and drove into the river. But the Dallas theory is much more intriguing, and that is basically based on what one detective, Walter Graven, was doing with the case, which was he had found all sorts of intriguing evidence, tire tracks leading off a cliff, paint scrapings off of the cliff as well as a number of other pieces of evidence that suggested that the family met with foul play and that their vehicle was pushed off of the cliff over here in Dallas.
Okay, now bring us into the...
So interesting. I love that people were considering. I love that it wasn't just, just the two girls died. The whole family ran away without the two girls. And someone killed the two girls and threw them in the river. I love that that was not the case, apparently. That was not what they were thinking. I love that they were like, no. That these two theories that Kit said, I love that it was like, no. The car with the whole family is in the river. I love that that was like the case. It's crazy that for 66 years they have been there, apparently, and people who I guess looked for them couldn't find them. So wow, crazy to think about. What hides underwater?
the timeline of there's a story about a boat with an anchor. They possibly saw a vehicle or clothing.
Yeah, so this was right around the end of April of 1959, so just a few months later, and this is right before the two young girls' bodies were recovered, like just a couple of days before, and several workers were off of the aluminum plant over here, putting anchors down in the river, and they hit on something metal, and they said it was really large, like a car, and they started to pull it up, and it came off, and right around that time, they saw what looked like a bundle of clothing kind of pop up out of the water there. And Detective Graven, when the two girls were found downriver a couple days later, did all the math on the flow of the river and everything, and said that it fit exactly the time frame for when if the bodies had been released from the car at that time, if the car had been unsettled, tossed around a little bit, and the youngest girls came up, then that would be the right time frame.
I know where that is, and that's where we're
And where's the? It was solved immediately then. What, back there wasn't like the technology to go underwater and bring the car out? To go underwater at all? Like, why wasn't it solved right then? If it was like, oh, this could have happened. Why wasn't it solved then? And it's being solved 66 years later. Huh? I get that there's thousands of cases, and they've recovering bodies underwater is a lot, and a car too, but like, if it, at that time, it was a theory that made sense, why not go into it? Why not do it?
To start our search.
And so
This
our
is
initial
always
search
how I
together
get when I
was
see
further upstream.
true
We were
crime
We were
things.
even further upstream. We also had the theory that this river can run backwards at times. If you get the dam dumping a lot of water over the spillway, you literally can get a back eddy right under the cliff. So for a few minutes, that car could have splashed into the water and actually floated slowly upriver before it sank. The chances are it would have hit the water. I mean, you've seen cars that have floated downriver for half a mile. I don't know how long that
Yeah.
car could float, but it certainly was buoyant for a while, which makes it even more challenging because if it just went straight down, it would have tumbled down the cliffs. And if you look at those cliffs over there on the other side of the river, they're stair stepping down from 200 feet, and that's what it does there. It drops down to about 30, and then there's a little shelf, and then 60, a shelf, 90, and it keeps going to almost 200 feet in that area. So a buoyant car could sort of bounce its way down those cliffs, and it could be
Especially
nearly impossible to find. That's why this is going to be the saving grace. Having a magnetometer.
Okay. So the thing is that underwater it's hard to find a car. Okay. So even if someone apparently moved it and released two bodies without meaning to, they couldn't at all go in there and find a car. Until now. Okay, I understand.
Spots that we need to look instead of just randomly going, at 30 feet and drifting, and then 60 feet and drifting down the area. We can literally now find a hot spot where there's metal, and if we can tune that down to something that's, that big wagon size, we should be able to get a couple spots today. So right off the end of this dock, Jared, I found I was diving one day and I found a refrigerator. And this is not a joke. I found a refrigerator.
Why?
And it was all tied up with rope. Holy crap. Yeah. And
Why?
I had a GoPro at the time, and I thought, well, I don't know if I can find this again, so I better look and see what's in it. So I cut the rope off, and it was all strapped down, and inside, like, all this white matter and stuff came popping out at me, and it was like fish bait or in plastic bags. But when you find a refrigerator at the end of a boat ramp,
it's tied up
off
the dock. Yeah, I would question that.
I question it because it's a refrigerator thrown in a body of water. No, because of anything implied to that. It's like, why is that there? Stop contaminating bodies of water.
And there's a sunken boat that's at about 60 feet. It's pitch black. There's lots of current. And I shine my light over, and I literally see these stack of silver bars. I mean, they are just like silver bars you'd see in a shipwreck. So I start waving the silt off of them, and I think, oh my, this is one of those moments. I mean, this is literally happening. And I pick one of them up, and I immediately know it's probably not silver because it's heavy. And they turn out to be...
May I say, it's so upsetting to me to think how much man-made stuff is polluting the waters nowadays. It's so upsetting. It's like, ugh. It must be so much. But I bet things underwater don't really mind it. I just think it is a new place to live at. A new place to hide. Like, it's my hopeful mind being like, hopefully it doesn't bother.
And I brought them all up. I put them in my my bag.
Life
The only way I could get
underwater.
them up from 60 feet to the surface was to walk in my fins up the side of the bank and kind of walk out with them because they were too heavy to float and too heavy to. And I wasn't leaving them behind because I knew there was something. But it's a special steel made for. They melt it and make bearings out of them.
And why do you tell me this?
So
Just to say you found
20
something
feet right here.
here?
It's insane.
I hate water.
If you look up on the left, you'll see a blue dot on the rock up there that was painted by the sheriff department during a search one time.
Is that the
Oh.
dot from the 50s, or
No.
did they search later on?
Later on, that dot was not there. I mean, in the 50s, you would not be able to tell that this had anything to do with any case other than just a few people who were looking here.
So just left of that looks like it's like perfect launch site.
It's like a ramp right there.
You can easily walk that right back to the main road without any issues at all. So a car could be driven or pushed right off of that. And I'm surprised that more cars haven't been driven or pushed off in here.
And so in relation to that location, where did you find the other car parts down here?
So if you imagine a car, it would have landed right about here, in the boat. And we're right now we're 35 feet of water. And then it probably had a little bit of forward momentum. You can see the current is already moving, it's moving us down. So now we're at 32 feet. So I dropped down here in scuba and I went down, you get 30 giant boulders. I mean, it's just shocking how big the boulders are. And now we're getting down to 68 feet. So right about here, right about this area right here is where there's a big pile of car parts. So did a barge do anchoring maneuvers here and hook it and drag it out further? It's hard to say.
They're actually in my shed. They're covered in a lot of mud and gook, and a lot of it's come off now. And now you actually, at first, it was hard to tell how old they were, and now they do look like machined parts. At first, they looked like they were older because they had a bunch of wood kind of jammed in. It looked almost like crafted, but it looks, now you can see some screws sticking out and some circular.
It's so
So
devastating.
you don't feel as though it's the Ford that we're looking for.
It's hard to say.
For me,
With just
They're made of wood, though.
the
well, there was
sense
that
of
wood piece that
people
came out,
missing,
and I was wondering if
to me,
maybe
is
that
so
was something
devastating.
that got lodged in, when it was underwater, because it
People
came out
missing?
and it's not clear that was. I mean, at first it did look like they were like metal on top of wood that was sort of neatly fitted, but I don't know that that's the case.
So let's come back to that. I mean, based on
It's
that,
horrible.
based on the blue, based on the launch site, based on car parts,
I hate it.
and you've not ruled it out, I just don't know why you haven't ruled it out yet.
Well, I am sort of a car guy, but I'm not a car expert. I've actually handled a lot of them. I've seen them, and I guess I wouldn't rule them out. There might be pieces and parts. If they are, I wouldn't be surprised because that's what we think the car went in. But where's the car?
But where's the wheels? Where's the engine?
Where's the rest of it? So if the barge picked it up there, and maybe it hauled it out.
I don't like how thin this
into the
is.
deep waters, and we just haven't done the deep water yet.
But the barge is only from December to April, so it's still gonna be a whole car. So it wouldn't just be pieces and pieces.
No, I don't think that.
Well, Scott's point about the potential if the barge anchor hit on the lift gate and pulled that off, and then that was there, and the rest of the car somehow was rolled
I don't like it.
to further out. Maybe
How
that
thin
would
this.
just be those parts sitting there, and then the rest of it going further out. So that could explain why the whole thing wouldn't all be in one place.
So you see those two white markers there? I thought at one time that looks like the end of a road. There was sort of a little board there, and the hot water pipe is.
What are you talking
right in
about?
this area here.
That?
The reason we decided to dive it was because we got a sonar image that looked like a car. You're like, it just looked like a car. I'm gonna go back upriver and go where we were and see if I can find that. But when we got down, it was 100% rock. I mean, that's the problem. This whole area is filled with thousands of rocks the size of cars.
Right.
Yeah, I remember. I've been down there. So what is the purpose of the hot water pipe? What's it doing?
I believe it was the outflow of the aluminum plant.
Yeah.
So they were dumping
Waste.
aluminum oxides or whatever was part of the aluminum process back in the 50s.
Why?
And JB will tell you what they found on the bodies when they discovered the bodies downriver.
Yeah, they did find traces of aluminum and other kinds of contaminants.
So that means the car has to be below the outflow.
Well, probably, but the other thing is the bodies did, were drifting downriver, and I'm not sure how long they were sitting here, but they, if they were in the vicinity, there may have been
don't know. What do you think in the eddies? Could there have been contaminant?
Yeah, I have.
Around over here, upstream.
I mean, if this was an outflow of an aluminum plant and the river was really going hard, you would get a back eddy here.
Yeah.
A dofer would jump
that back
in and
eddy's
actually
strong,
get pushed up. Yeah, a flume could go up a ways, but it's again, these are all. I mean, what kind of aluminum did they find on? Like just sort of a black aluminum, white aluminum.
Yeah, I mean, it's not clear from the report exactly. You know, a lot of the science at that point reads pretty vaguely, but it said that there were traces of aluminum and other contaminants from the, from what could have been from the plant.
And I feel like some of these comments can become legends. You know, like we're continuing with these legends by even me saying, oh, it was aluminum oxide, and then the next person in the telephone game says, well, we heard they found aluminum oxide on the bodies.
Now, we also have a couple of other theories. Theory is that somehow their son was involved from a weapon that was stolen years earlier from a mine Frank they used to work at, and that he, even though he was back east, he may have had somebody take care of them.
So that kind of comes to this question of these ex-cons who were seen at the diner where the family was eating, and Detective Graven went during his investigation next spring over to Dallasport, right over here across the river, and he met with this guy who was known as Slim Bennett, who was a big wig kind of underworld character in Portland in the years prior to that, but he was very much connected with the two ex-cons, and one of the ex-cons had stolen the car from California and drove it up here, and that was found abandoned near Cascade Locks, not far from the gun. So there are all sorts of weird clues that Detective Graven had.
Now, there's blood on the gun, too.
Yeah. The gun.
Interesting theory.
No, the butt of the gun was damaged. It looked like it hit up against something, and there was blood. It was given to the sheriff of Hood River by the person who found it, just a civilian, and promptly returned. They didn't investigate it. They didn't do anything with it. But
What?
that gun's serial number matched the serial number of the gun that was stolen from
It's 60 years ago. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna judge the police from 66 years ago.
Who was, like you said, not there on the day of the...
And he's since passed away, and his family wants nothing to do with the search. And
well, it's interesting because I went and saw his family on Oahu in 2019, and one of his daughters, who wasn't there, wants nothing to do with it, but one of the daughters reached out to me and was very involved in trying to figure it out, because they didn't actually know about any of this, even if they had family members who had disappeared in Oregon until right before their father passed away in the early 2000s.
So no deathbed confession or anything?
No. And in my research, I've found that there might be other relations, kind of not directly part of the family, that may have been involved, friends of that brother, so that he wasn't necessarily like the culprit, but rather that he was in a kind of sticky situation trying to deal with his family being missing and potentially friends who may have been directly involved in that. So that might explain why it seems so kind of contradictory that he never came home during the search time. He said that his aunt and uncle were telling him to stay away, but then they said they didn't understand why he didn't come back. So there were weird contradictions that left a lot of people thinking he looked awfully suspicious. But
so if we were to do a couple passes with the mag here, and I think it'd be best to just probably pull it up, go upriver, and just drift like we're doing right here.
Interesting.
All right, we are 23 feet off the bottom. And you have your sonar on, so you can tell me if we have
48 feet, and we're going to go into about 60 here in a little bit.
I'm 30 feet right now, so
80 feet.
Huh.
yeah, I'm at 30.
50 feet, 48 feet.
On.
You'll drop off a cliff here in a minute.
All right, let's keep here.
I think one more.
Heading down there.
So it's like this.
The speed okay?
Yeah, speed is great.
I'm gonna do one more.
41 feet.
Yeah, and I'm still at 13, 15, so we're doing really good right there.
Leakage going on there. Yeah. Don't have to worry about it too much until winter when it freezes.
got something coming up here.
I hear
We got
ducks.
something here.
50 feet.
Sounds like geese.
That was a little blip, wasn't it?
Yeah, redo that area and try further out and try closer in. Okay, we got something big right there.
This is where I always
Huge.
wondered about right here, because this is where there's a really strong current, right?
Yeah, because we were not on the bottom on that one. Okay, there it goes. It's dropping down.
Right there.
So there's the beginning of it. Now we're right over the top of it. Yeah, I mean, we are pegged out at the bottom.
So there were beeps.
Oh, no, you got
50 feet.
No, you got something big here.
Yeah.
Wood and aluminum
Nice, you got a snag and something.
not
It's got like
beep.
cream colored paint on it.
Yeah, so go left on it.
I don't know. I don't have no idea what the magnet could pick up on. That's why I'm
Down
asking.
to 90. We're down at 95. We dropped down to
95 what feet?
95 for our 91 for our reading, 84 for our reading. Holy you got something big there. Holy. Yeah, you got something big there. That's our biggest reading yet.
And I went, holy shit. His voice is so
You get anything
monotone
else,
too.
Not really, no. 140 feet right here. That is an absolute cliff.
Yeah, I'm 100 feet off the bottom right now.
Well, we definitely have two spots of interest.
I'll jump in that other boat and scan that and that.
I don't understand what you're showing me. You're showing me numbers and a line. Why is the camera showing that? What does that mean? Okay, now they're with sonar.
Yeah, I got that stuck. Alright, well, let's just put this on the wall. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, but, you know, with it being 60 years, I think it'll just be flat.
Maybe.
So what we just had
Mm-hmm.
was this right here. Looks like a car.
Show me. Do assume because I didn't see any car.
But I'm not getting any. Additional reading to it. You got it right there. But it's too tall, I think.
Maybe a rock.
I think that this one here is. Let me show you what I got here. This is the length we're looking for is less than we're like 20 feet. But well, I don't know. That's kind of the length, huh? But it's more. That seems more square. Oh yeah. It's more like a barge or something that's sunk. Is what that looks like to me.
You see anything interesting?
Yeah, I have a scan on this one, but I think that the corners are too square.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of a barge or something.
There were like, yeah, there's some square.
Oh, you have a scan of it too?
No, but I've seen square rebar kind of stuff that is not a car. You know. We should definitely dive one of them.
Okay. I mean, it's just we're in the water too. Might as well just hit the other one, see what it is for sure.
You're gonna scuba? What? Ah, for me. Okay, I see rocks, maybe? Is this rocks? I see a lot of algae. Ah, you're showing me the radio that is listening to the guy. Okay. I was like, what are you showing me right now? I saw. Yeah. Tons of rocks. Rope. Rope.
So he's in the area of interest that we identified our big target on.
I totally missed what they said. I heard a big target on, and that's it. I don't know what else they said. Nothing?
It's a bunch of rebar. The magnet was wedged in a rock.
Okay.
That's just such unbelievable terrain down there.
So how much metal then? Like
It was a bunch. It looked like it was old metal fence post, but it was rebar. Watch this. One kick.
you are a beast, Scott. You got like 4 or 5 years on me too. Maybe 6. How old are you? 52? 55? Seriously?
59 next month.
Are you really? You're doing good. I had no idea.
You're doing better than our 55-year-old.
Wait.
You got a good system.
Yeah.
And perfect boat for you.
It is. Oh, yeah, you got a little weak on the house. I'll tell you what. How about? Whoa, is that a flag? Look at that flag right there. See that?
Oh, yeah.
Flag. That's a gill net. That's a killer gill net. That's that net that's behind us, isn't it?
There you go. You're locked on.
A flag? Why is there a flag under the water? You're gonna go see the flag? It's so dark. I hate it. I hate the underwaters. It makes me want to cry. What is that? That's the fridge? Maybe? I see a little wood plank. Would you show me better? Please? How are they gonna recover any of that? Moving the rocks? Somehow? So many ropes. What is it? What? What are you doing? What is this sound? Are you cutting the rope? Why are you cutting the rope? Why? That's a gun. A rifle, if I'm not mistaken. And there was rope? Why did you cut it? Yeah, I hate it.
Wow! Little BB gun? Or 22?
It's a car too. Yeah, so the magnetometer is working perfectly.
Yeah.
It was a giant fuel tank on a wooden board. And
I saw the wooden
your
board.
magnet was just in the rocks again. 100%, yeah. It may still be in the rocks, but...
Well, unfortunately, we did not find the marks today, but the good news is we know that this magnetometer is dialed in. So that means that Scott and I will be meeting up again. We may not have the cameras, but we will let you know what we find.
Independent diver Archer Mayo started looking for the Martin family car back in 2018 when he first learned about the case. And after years of diving and digging, he had a breakthrough.
The Hood River County Sheriff's Office recently receiving a tip that the car has been found. That car could be connected to the 1958 disappearance of the Martin family, including a father, mother, and their 3 daughters. It's a mystery that has haunted the Portland metro area for decades.
So we're talking about 50 feet under the surface of the water, 7 feet under the ground.
This whole area has been blocked off. There's a command center set up by the Hood River Sheriff's Department, and in the next hour, we're expecting a barge arrive with a crane after a local diver found a car submerged in the water that matches the description of the Martin car that disappeared 66 years ago. And while there are plenty of theories on what could have happened to the Martins, over the last few decades, no other evidence or clues have surfaced in the search.
All day Thursday, the Mount Hood County Sheriff's Office has been trying to pull up a car from the bottom of the Columbia River that they believe is tied to a missing persons case back from 1958. But around 5:30 Thursday night, they had to call the search saying the car is much more buried than they originally thought. Even though the Sheriff's Office cannot confirm this is the car they've been looking for just yet.
Pause. Did no one tell them how buried it was? Because I saw the footage. It was pretty buried.
Mayo hopes this discovery leads to some long overdue answers.
And I'm really hoping that the survivors of the people involved, the Martins, can have some closure, and some of the rumors, the ugly rumors, can disappear into the ether.
The Sheriff's Office says they have notified the Martin family's next of kin that they are working on this recovery effort, but they do add that this is being treated as a criminal investigation, and they won't know what next steps to take until they're able to get that car out from the bottom of the river.
The anticipation came to an end at 3:40 in the afternoon Friday. The crane pulling up what remained of the vehicle, thought to be the 1954 station wagon the Martins vanished in 66 years ago. But what surfaced was just an undercarriage, axle, wheels, and part of the engine. Hood River Sheriff Matt English, who led the recovery effort, was disappointed but not surprised.
No. Here you should have dived in first. This wasn't about getting out the car. It was about finding the people. No one dived in? Excuse me? You just pulled it up and left everything behind? Please tell me someone dived in.
This is something that we kind of anticipated could be a reality. It's been in there for 66
Exactly.
years. And so, you know, it's really rusty and really falling apart. And so,
What were you trying to do then? Why did you take it out?
I think they'll do more of a debrief, you know, with the professionals. But it sounded like,
You have to
you know,
dive.
whatever is left there is full of rocks.
The sheriff
Yeah.
says he's not sure if
Dive
divers
in.
will look for evidence still submerged with the shell of the car.
It was such a shock to
Wait,
Whatever is
what
left
did you
there
say?
is full of rocks.
The sheriff says he's not sure if divers will look for evidence still submerged with the shell of the car.
It was such a shock
Why
to hear
not?
that they pretty much think they found the car. So many emotions. I just
Why
feel my
not?
dad's spirit here today.
That's the thing
and
that you have to
I'm
do.
so happy, but very emotional.
The wreckage was covered and hauled away to a secure location to begin the next phase of the investigation, combing through what's left,
No.
clues and evidence.
No.
And during the recovery effort, this, a bald eagle flying above it all, perhaps the spirit of the Martin family rising above their mysterious tragedy.
Now being at the center of someone.
No. That's not what has to happen next. What has to happen next is go dive on it.
Who's starting to answer a lot of these questions.
Yes.
How does that feel as a, honestly, a milestone in your career? I wouldn't be able to
Oh,
do
yeah.
that either.
Yeah, it's huge. And I'm writing a book about this. I'm writing a book about it with a collaborator, and it's going to be like 350 pages, and it covers the 7 years. There's so much that's happened, and it's been so interesting. So that book should be available by probably November. We're hoping. So we're working on it now. There's a website, martinmystery.com, that should go live tonight. That's got some video actually of the car that I took when I was down there, when my first seeing it. It's got all sorts of different resources. So martinmystery.com is a great way for people to then put their email address on, and I'll give them updates as things happen. But your question is, it's a big day. For 7 years, I've been so many times quitting. I almost died several times doing this job. I mean, this is a really, very dangerous place to die. I mean, up until this point, for 7 years, this has been about me and me solving something. And the moment I realized what I was looking at, that this was a tomb of these little girls and these parents, and it really shifted around in a big way with me. And like I really started feeling the weight of what this meant.
You haven't found the Martins. You found a car. I'm so disappointed though with the information I was given here. What do you mean? I hate it when they do this. They do it so often. I hate it when they do it. When they're like, it's solved, but it was solved with someone else, and all the thing you did is like, okay, you did that, but someone else solved it. And it's great that you're telling me it was solved, but I just watched this, and I didn't really care. 2020, that's 5 years ago.
We're behind Bob's house, his neighbor. We've been invited in by the neighbors. The local school teacher goes missing. 70-year-old
I
Robert.
feel like I have seen this.
He lived alone in a nice home in the Water's Edge subdivision, was actively teaching at Creekside Middle School when he just didn't show up October 26, 2020.
This is the vehicle that we're looking for.
A 2012 white Chevy Impala with a license plate number KRZI78.
Look at this. Are those tire marks?
Oh my, those literally are.
What is that? What is that? What is that?
I have seen this.
We searched all day yesterday the boat ramps in the area, which are the most logical. We were out at I-4 and 44 where the cell phone last pinged. We ruled out the 4 bodies of water right there near that intersection. You guys went out to the boat ramps that was the most logical place as far as boat ramps are concerned. We found a vehicle yesterday that was stolen. Got that out of the water for environmental purposes. Fortunately, it wasn't connected to anything we're working right now. The students tracked us down yesterday where we were at, pulling that car out. They were glad that we were there. They knew who we were. And we know he was coming back from the Orlando area, potentially coming home. Most likely, logically speaking, we have to consider he was coming back and going home.
For families who've all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope.
I have seen this one, I think. Antonio Lopez no me suena.
To a new phenomenon, civilian divers cracking cold cases for free.
Now we're going to make a turn into the Water's Edge community where he was from. There's
Someone with off to
tiny
the
ponds in between the homes.
increase.
And we're going to go and we've got to touch base with the community and try to get into these waters, at least place eyes on them to rule them out. So you come down into here, and as soon as you make a right, his house is right there on the right. Did he come into here?
There's even a ledge,
Yeah.
like even on your ramp.
Yep. Did he come into here and miss his turn? It's possible. We're behind Bob's house, his neighbor. We've been invited in by the neighbors. We're going to check this pond as well as all the waters in his neighborhood. Cindy, as being his neighbor and knew him quite well, Bob was always willing to help. The neighbors here are very lovely. I hope that when I'm that age, that I have amazing neighbors and we get along as well as these neighbors get along. It's great sense of community. Let's hop into this body of water and see what we can do. And looks like we'll be in this neighborhood for quite a while. So when this neighborhood was built, nothing was here. So these ponds and these areas that exist all throughout this neighborhood, just like this, these were dug out to build the platforms and foundations for all of these homes. So the neighbors suspect that it's possibly deep. No objects. So we passed his house. There's nothing in here. Now we're going to come up down here to where the road dead ends when you come into the community, where we already know from neighbors that a car has ran the stop sign, lost control, and come through into the water here. So it's possible. It's happened before.
So he would have had to go through the trees.
He would have had to split them, which is possible. You can look at it right there where that cars are coming in right now. And you can see that it's possible. Those cypress trees really don't prevent a car from coming in. 8 feet right here. Definitely possible. We have really, really good imaging on this. 7 feet still. No rocks, super smooth. You can see the edges over there, the embankments, the wall right there as we come by. You can see each little individual pillar. This body of water is logical because the one way into the neighborhood dead ends right into the pond, and we know a car has gone in here. His house, right there, is right here. Did he come home? Did he drive in? We now know that that's not the case. So we'll rule this out and go. There's, one, two, three. There's 3 ponds on the way in that are really easy accident locations where there's like no curve. Remember? You were like, Doug, there's no curve there. And the neighbor actually said that those ponds are the deepest. Supposedly. We're still at 9 feet. Lots of fish. You see on your down imaging there, the stuff we just went over up top, the down imaging, there's huge schools of fish at the bottom. Clean. This is clear. On to the next pond. Really consistent 9 or 10 feet throughout this entire one, and we'll see how deep the others are. I suspect they're going to be just as deep. So we didn't find anything, obviously. No. So when you get about 5 feet out, it drops right down to 6 feet. In the middle is a consistent 9, 10 feet throughout the entire thing. No more than 10 feet. Yep. Thank you guys for being amazing neighbors to Bob and hospitable to us today. It helps us on our search. You know, this is one location where we know he's not. So we're going to move on to the other access points up here near the entrance to the neighborhood and start there. So we're right here in front of Bob's house. We've cleared everything in this water behind his house. So we're going to come up here to the entrance of the neighborhood, and we're going to look at both these access points coming into the neighborhood that we saw on the way in, and we'll just start knocking them out and searching the bodies of water that may be potential accident points. So this is the road he would have come into the house. So this is the only way into that section of the neighborhood. This being it right here on the right. This is the main one right here that I want to search. Put in right here. We can only use trolling motors because this community does not allow gas engines. Alright, so let me get this. We're already at 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet. Deep enough to hide a vehicle. Let's see. So we're casting 75 feet in either direction. 10 feet. 11 feet. Very smooth bottom. I can see everything. What is that? What is that? What is that? Okay, it's not a car. Tree, debris. It's really consistent 10 feet. So we're working with a vehicle that's been underwater for 16 months. It's not completely fresh. So it's going to have a mediocre amount of buildup on the vehicle, growth. So sonar is definitely going to illuminate it. It's going to absorb the sonar very well. Usually when cars go in after a day or two, it's sometimes almost impossible to get a really good reading on them because a new car reflects the sonar right off of it. It just bounces right off of it, so it doesn't absorb. You really need your targets in underwater to absorb the sonar for it to illuminate itself. So I'm coming up here next to the intersection. A lot of tree roots here. Really consistent, 10 feet still. I'm really actively working hard to find him, but I don't want to find him. I want him to still be out there. It's different when we're working a 20-year-old case. You know?
It's like you want to find the answers.
Yeah, I really, really want to find the answers. And I still do. It's just bittersweet. All right, this one is clear.
It is better for the people who are looking for him, for sure.
Look at this.
They don't have to wait 20 years for closure.
Are those tire marks?
Oh my.
Are those?
Those literally are. Look, you can literally see. It came from right up here, going down. Look, you can literally see right here. Look, going straight.
Yeah, that's what we have here.
Down.
Yeah. So we got about a 6 foot width.
This was a year ago,
About a 6 foot width.
right?
16 months ago, which there still could be indentations, and it's possible. We'll see. We'll put the boat in here in a second. We'll know right away.
My nose is
3
itching
feet
now.
right here where we're at. 4 feet.
I really think if we find a car, no other explanation.
Oh, there's no other car we're finding. If we find a car, it's his car. This is not the place where cars get dumped. These are places that horrific accidents happen and go unnoticed, unfortunately.
How?
These are the locations where it just baffles residents. Okay, I see the tree roots there.
But there's a car going to a body of water
For the tree roots.
and nobody notices. It's a neighborhood.
So on this side we have a fence.
At what
now
time of day
that's
it has to
protecting this
happen for
side.
no one to notice?
There's
The
no
car
way
doesn't
this
sink so
community can
fast.
replace a fence without figuring out there's something in here.
Well, nobody's
I'm gonna
looking
scan it
at the body of water
anyway
too, so like,
to see if there might be something really old in here. We're still at 9 feet. There's a community that deserves answers. There's a son and a daughter that deserves answers. And if something tragic has happened to Bob, you know, these children have lost their mom and their dad in a 6 months time period.
and they
Bob
have
went
to
missing in
mourn
October, and
a
their
missing
mom died in June.
or a died,
That's tough.
you
Their
know?
mom died of COVID complications, according to the neighbors. It's really tough to lose both your parents. especially when you're first parent, you've lost, and you know nothing. When we lose someone due to an illness, I'm not saying that it's easier, but you know, you can
mourn it.
digest the fact that you know.
Yeah.
Try to move forward. It's not a car, just ground formation. You can see the pattern, see as it continues. See that? At first it was alarming. I thought that was a vehicle, but it's definitely not. It's the bank there. It's the edge of the bank over there.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
10 feet?
10 feet. So we're gonna carry it right over into the other pond. So we just got out of this pond, carried our boat over right across the street into this pond. We know they're all 10 feet, 9 feet deep, so they're definitely all deep enough to conceal a vehicle. And these are both off of the main travel in and out of the neighborhood, which opens us up to the accident theory. You see way down there, right where this car is heading that's past us, as soon as you come into the neighborhood, there's two adjacent ponds just like we have right here. Feet deep. They dug all of these really consistent. All clear. So we're here at the entrance to the Water's Edge community, where Mr. Haka would have came in right here off the main road, coming in from 44. The cut through up here to 44 brings you right here to the beginning of the neighborhood. Right near the middle school, Creekside Middle School, right here, where he taught for years. We have the body of water here. There's 3 other bodies of water, a total of 4 here on the school grounds that we're going to come back to later. However, if you turn into this neighborhood here and there's an accident, you lose control, you have a medical episode or whatever it may be, you could possibly end up in this pond.
Yeah, he was
My hope
70.
is
He
that
was
we can
pretty
hurry
old.
clear this before school lets out, because I don't want to be here when school lets out. I don't want to just put that in the students' mind, what we're doing, because the students tracked us down yesterday where we were at, pulling that car out. You guys saw, and they found out what we were doing, and they were there. They when the police opened up the barricades, they rushed us in. And, they were glad that we were there. They knew who we were, and I don't want to do this to this neighborhood and the school when they're here. So we're gonna clear this. Nug's coming around the corner right now in his boat, so he'll be back here. Nug, how deep was it?
10, 11 foot.
Really? Okay. So now that you cleared this clears the neighborhood of the possibility of him being in his neighborhood. Yesterday, when we started our investigation, you guys went out to the boat ramps that was the most logical place as far as boat ramps are concerned, where you found the car. When you were doing that, we were out at I-4 and 44 where the cell phone last pinged. We ruled out the 4 bodies of water right there near that intersection. So we know he was coming back from the Orlando area, potentially coming home. Most likely, logically speaking, we have to consider he was coming back and going home. So in doing so, we're going to leave the neighborhood right now, and we're going to work our way up to 44 and out and I-4, ruling out possible accident locations. I've marked quite a few already. You guys come down here and take Tomoka Farms Road down to 44. And you're going to take Airport Road down to 44. And you guys are both making a right up 44. And just keep your eye out for potential accident locations. We know where his cell phone died. We know where his home is. So basically, we're breaking down all the land in between. After his phone died, if you left I-4 and 44 behind us, where we started yesterday, this would have been one of the routes. he would have made to turn up to his neighborhood. There's 2 other turnoffs to work your way up back roads to his neighborhood, but this is the most major road. This airport road turns off of 44 directly up to the school. The school and his neighborhood are on Airport Road. And he's going to be sitting right here at this light, making a left. Did he turn right here and continue to go straight?
Yo casi no tengo batería, gente.
This is a good little scene here. Really pretty here. 8 feet deep, 9 feet, 10. All these ponds are very deep. 8.6 feet, 10 feet. A really consistent 10 feet, 11 feet. And this one is clear. Feet deep already, this close to shore. All right, Bob, where you at? Are you in here? I think so far. 9 feet. 8 feet. 7 feet. 5 feet. Coming up quick. 4 feet. 3 feet. We're in the corner now. This one's all clear. Consistent 10 feet all the way through, like the others are all between 9, and the front one got down to 11 feet. So on to the next. We're making our way up Airport Road.
The filter they put on makes his eyes be so blue. Dude, we had a shot from here where he had his eyes super open. Hi, what's up? I'm good. And his eyes were super blue. It was crazy. Because of the filter they put on to make the blue things bluer and yellow things yellower.
Is this where he's at?
It was like blue eye. It was so weird.
6 feet in here. 5 feet.
What a
7 feet. Opening
It
up.
was just 36, I don't know, 29 minutes.
12 feet.
It's not even that long.
White car right here. Well, for a car to stay hidden. We're 3 ponds down now, coming up Airport Way We're working our way up.
I don't think he'd make it.
You are?
No, you're not making it through there. You're
Crazy.
not making it through all of that without causing a lot of damage.
I don't know.
A decent accident location here. There's a lot of distance in between these trees, so it's possible.
Funny things to ask. Funny thing to ask.
You guys worked your way already down here?
In all the ones, there was like one small one on the right we didn't go to.
Okay. We've worked our way together now on Airport Road. How many ponds have you guys searched? 5. All right. Okay. So that's a total of 8 here, 8, 9 that we've searched here on Airport Way. So this
No.
makes the last one here. It did get down to 13 feet, but nothing out there. I'm going to pull you up. This was clear. That makes Airport Road clear. Now we're going to go down Airport Road and make our way up 44, turn around, and we're going to search those 2 prime locations off the side of 44.
That is so far
We'll
away.
reconvene there. What about this pond right here? Check this out.
My phone is gonna
Something that's been in
die.
here. There's
I don't
several
have
in
any
and out
more
marks
battery.
all the way around. Maybe a gator, but it's something that's been.
Ooh. So you find him?
Yeah, so this one here, for several factors, can be ruled out. And what this does is drawing us right back to the school in the neighborhood. So our next location is definitely going to be the school. We're going to have to clear those 5 ponds right in front of the school. This is the school.
You're gonna do that in 3 minutes?
This is Creekside Middle School. These 2 ponds here, they have to check on school property. I don't want to think that he would be in those ponds, but we're not doing what we need to do if we don't search those ponds. We're going to completely let the school completely empty, let all the employees go home, and we'll go in professionally and respectively after everybody's gone this evening. So let's get in the water and see what we come up with. It's really clear. It's a crystal clear water. So far, it's not picking up any foreign objects. A lot of growth in here, but nothing alarming, nothing out of the ordinary. Everything is organic. 6.7 feet, 7 feet. It's 1 pound down. 4 more to go. There we go. 10 feet. Really clear bottom. You can see everything that's in here. This one's clear. I mean, what we're checking right now is in line with accidental. And this fits up with his route. These are all off the main road. Four feet deep. Eight feet deep right here where we're at.
looking to missing Port Orange teacher Robert Heika, who was last seen October
Again?
2020, has been found in a canal in Volusia County. A body was also found inside.
Again.
He was just running over to a babysitter's house on a snowy December day, but James Amable never made it. Well, what on earth happened to this father of two? Was it an accident? Suicide? Or was it something much more sinister, like a murder? Jimmy's family hasn't...
Blah, blah, blah. Have they not found anything then? Since? "34 cold cases solved." Right. I was here when you were like 20? I don't remember. Also, the one that say recovered is the ones that you found a car. And the ones that say solved doesn't mean you recovered it. I understand.
Divers located.
Sensitive images.
Divers locating 24-year-old Jacob Van Zandt inside of his car in a slough in rural Stockton. All right, and there's what we're looking for right there. Holy are you kidding me? Look at, is that what I think it is? I mean, I don't want to say that it is, but is that?
Oh, it's this
somebody
one.
trying to escape and they're stuck there?
It is 100% the way that we thought. Jacob's car, that is Jacob. All of the windows are up, and Jacob was doing everything he could to escape.
So I have seen it. Ugh. Is there any case that I haven't seen? God.
Unfortunately, this is a bittersweet day as we are in Marine City, Michigan. Nadine Moses, we have located her vehicle.
I feel like I have seen this too.
There is somebody inside.
Nadine Moses disappeared the early morning of Tuesday, May 4th, not to be heard from or seen since. The St. Clair County Sheriff's Office, Michigan State Police, along with hundreds of
I feel like I have seen this one. What you doing?
Today we are in Marine City, Michigan, looking for Nadine Moses, an 84-year-old mother with dementia, who normally she's an early riser, normally 6 a.m. or so, but on this particular day, it's believed that she got up about 2 a.m. We have cell phone pings leaving her house at 2:30, putting her kind of within this general vicinity. Last cell phone ping, 5:08 a.m., and at 5:12, the phone went completely dead, completely offline. When that happens,
Probably underwater, most likely, or in a very, very remote area.
now is this foul play? The family nor the sheriff's department believe so, because Nadine made her bed before she left the house. She made coffee, she put the dishes in the dishwasher, and I think that with dementia, she just thought that it was later than normal, her normal wake-up time. She's a very active individual, always out in the community helping others. And I think that she just thought that that's what she was doing, just another regular day for her.
And so on that particular day, as we've investigated, back on May 4th, several months ago, it was 61 degrees and sunny. So it was a beautiful morning to go out and want to look at things such as the water. I can completely see, her just going on about her normal routine. And we both know, though, that dementia, has its issues, and from what we know, she was very well organized. Her phone was charged all night. She left with a full phone. Mm-hmm. So should be no reason for her phone to have died right there.
It wasn't a turning the cell phone down, turning the cell phone off. There's a difference in that the cell companies can actually tell. Mm-hmm. Like it is a hard phone is like phone is
Something
destroyed.
Yeah.
So like I said, the sheriff and the family believe that it's submersion and that she did end up in the river. All of this right now is just 5 feet is all we're at, but we were only at 2.5 coming all the way out to those buoys there. Mm-hmm. And a car is not going to float across 2.5 feet of water only. Like it's going to high center and just be stuck in there. But we don't want to rule anything out, so let's cover it here, cover it up a little bit past, just in case on the grass part. But there's also another parking lot just further to the north that this morning we passed it. It was all no trespassing, private property, parking lot that belonged to one of the local churches. It had a guardrail at it, but I also, at one end of it, looked like you could go around it as well. Don't want to rule that out, so I think we should bomb up there, scan that, and then anything between here and the next 6 miles downstream.
Maybe one of the reasons that she hasn't been found and searches so far have been unsuccessful is maybe she did go off of an uncanny access they wouldn't think to search because it's not a boat ramp and nothing's there. So if we take this entire stretch of river and clear it, I think our chances are very high.
I mean, we're dressed for it. I mean, yeah it's raining today, sure, but we're dressed for it and let's do it. We're in the water now.
Yeah, definitely.
In fact, you know what I want to do? Since we have 2 boats, let's grab the gas can. Let's grab the second boat. I'll scan the shoreline, and then you run the one further out, and let's just really knock this out all at once.
Te presentamos RootPay, tu mejor forma de pagar donde todos ganamos. Paga con QR en toda la sexta región. Descárgala, actívala, úsala. Descubre más en...
That'll save us 2 trips.
Oh, yeah. And if I don't see it, you'll see it, and maybe if you don't see it, I'll see it.
Yeah, we'll cross on the way back up as well. All right, let's do that. go. So let's head it up. We're gonna head up to the Bell River, and then we're gonna take the river. I want to take that through town just to confirm, because I saw some places where the road was next to the river for some that you could potentially get in, whether it's an accident or on purpose. Then once we do that, we'll come back down out of the river, and then we'll finish running north in this river here, and just completely clear everything for the next 3 miles up past town. Once we do that, then
You're going to take the inside loop, and I'll go 30, 40 feet away from you.
do 50. Well, actually, we're going to be overlapping, so I'm going to take 35 to 40 offshore. Then I'm going to be casting 75 feet to my right, and you're going to be 75 feet to your left. So stay about 100 feet away from me then, and that'll overlap us by
25.
Yeah, 25 or so, 50 or so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only 3.5 here, but once we get out past this little channel here, and then we want to be at 1.9 to 2.5 miles an hour. Hey, Doug. So this is that little inlet river that goes in. Really, we only need one of us to scan the entire width, but let's both go in so that way we just don't miss anything. Let's take that up probably about 2 miles into town, then we'll come back down and around, and then we'll be back in the big river by that parking lot and up into town again as well. Okay. I got a car upside down right here. Do I have a car? Huh? I have a car. Right here. Upside down. Where it shouldn't be. I just went over it. I don't know why it's right here, but we've got one. I'm going to back over it again and get on live scope. Yep, there it is. Yep, it is a car that is upside down. Come scan it right here. So it's like 5 feet down from this yellow post right here.
I see what you're seeing, but it's blending in.
Yeah, come over the top of it. We've not been in the water more than 20 minutes. And this is not where a car should be. You see it?
Yeah.
So let's hit it at different angles now, upstream, downstream, and then come into it from the side and see if we can make it out a little bit more. Are you seeing it upside down as well? Yeah, it's not that far. Alright, so we should be coming up right over the top of it right here. In 3, 2, and 1, it should be popping up right now. Yep, it's upside down.
Well, let's put a magnet on it first.
Well, here, let me...
I mean, I see the wheels.
Yeah. So we should just dive on it.
Yeah.
Or talk to the detective and see if he knows about this vehicle here. Come, let's do that one. You like that?
I think we should. As much as I know it looks like a car, I think we should put a magnet on it first.
Okay. Before we call anybody?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Get a solid lock.
Make sure.
I mean, that confirms the imaging.
Right.
Even though, I mean.
Okay. We got a magnet in here, right? Or you got a magnet right there?
I have a magnet in here as well.
You got the one in your boat too?
I do. That's a fresh gravel wall there, but the car is down here.
The car is upstream here, yeah. Remember, this was in May. This is an active pit.
This section here is fresh too as well, and it lines up perfectly.
Well, more so what you're going to be looking for is something out here that would give indication that
debris.
something went through here.
And there is a cone right there.
So we need to look for something a little bit further down. So let's look up here a little bit.
There's not much of a barrier right here. This is really low. I mean, just as an accidental, you're confused with where you're at, you're not going that fast, there might not be any debris right here. It might be a just, oh my goodness, and just freaking out mentally, not pressing the brake, and at that point, the car's already down. Then, I mean, just, it gets deep, so it's, I don't see any fresh scrapes on these rocks or...
I'm gonna confirm that we're on a metal object. Let's dive on it. Let's get answers in the next hour or two.
What color is the car?
It's a dark blue Ford Edge, 2011. Yeah, so just this pole right here, 5 feet down.
Recicla tu antiguo celular con un beneficio del Club Entel. Entel, contigo en todas.
35 to 40 feet out. Alright, so you have a little bit of current, so I might have to go forward just a little bit on it. And it's going to be on the right is where we're going to target it off of the live scope side. I think it's right in line with the flag right behind you, and then 5 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Solid lock?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's on there. That's definitely a car.
Yep, yeah, you're on it right there. Okay, let's take that to shore. Nice catch.
You want to back some and then go that way? And then we can walk it up. I just don't want you to hit this line.
Yeah, I'll just take you straight over here.
It's really
You in your lane now?
Huh? It's tight. I'm not trying to let it loose.
Right now, yeah. Thank you. I can pull it down. I'll stay on the bottom and go over. It's not as strong as the Missouri, so I'll be all right.
Oh, yeah. I think this is probably good. And you're on like a shelf, too, so. Definitely going nowhere. So, this is definitely a vehicle. It's right over here, like 200 yards down and on the other far end of the gravel pit. We put one of our boats up, and just in case of an emergency, we're going to leave one of the small rafts sitting up next to the dock. We're going to take our dive gear down. Our diver's suited up. We won't have that much longer until he's in the water. And it's actually so close to the shore that we're not really concerned. It's not her car. We found a car, and hopefully we can provoke the police department to get out of the river. So, huge for the environment to win, either way, and possibly the answers that an entire family is looking for. In the gravel pit, they're obviously closed.
Yeah, now they are. They were open earlier, but they're closed.
Okay, do you know what time in the morning that they open?
Yeah. Depending on if they have a freighter out front,
Yeah.
or if the weather's not wet, then they're busy. So I don't see anything out there. We have freighters coming.
Freighter? What do you mean by freighter? Ship?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 10-4, I read you loud and clear to confirm the license plate number that we are searching for. It'll be a Michigan handicap plate. Charlie 8932.
All right, so the vehicle's upside down. The front of it is facing upstream. All right, cannot identify the rear at the moment. I'm going to, based upon its orientation, I'm going up on the passenger side. I'm checking for side windows. I'll be also checking for identification markers on the car. Visibility is only about 8 inches.
Visibility is bad. It's only about 6 to 8 inches. Breaking up a little bit.
I cannot reach the windows because of the hillside now it's lane.
Hey, it's me. Your dry skin. Hey, craving the ceramides, CeraVe.
Coming up on the magnet line is on the front here. Magnet has a nice solid block. Very difficult to get it out. I cannot find the plate. I currently have 0 visibility. Okay, I found a license plate. I'm gonna see what I can do to pull it off of here. It's wedged in here pretty good. Like, this car looks like it's crumbled quite a ways. Not sure I'm getting it off of here. Let me really still and see if I can get a visual on it. I believe that the last 2 digits and 32 are the last 2 digits.
Confirmed. The license plate we are looking for is a Michigan handicap license plate beginning Charlie 8932.
It is confirmed. We have found our vehicle. We have found Nadine's vehicle. All right, I'm coming up.
He's coming up, guys. We found Nadine.
Founder. I do believe that was able to touch her. Because of visibility, I'm unable to confirm.
We found her. We found her. We are at the north gate at the quarry over here, just south of, is that Alger? Alger? Right across from Riverside and HMS Hubs Inc. is where we're at that entrance.
Okay. And so you're telling me, like, you're 100% positive on this?
100%. I have the license plate, the last 2 digits of it. It's wedged in underneath the car like the car's really smashed up. So I was able to get the last 2. It is a Ford, dark in color. I was able to reach inside the driver's side, and while I cannot 100% confirm it, I do believe I was able to
my hands on a human skull.
Okay. So I can go ahead and activate our dive team for the salvage recovery.
Okay.
Is that what you're saying? I mean, I don't need it.
What,
You don't have any photos, do you?
No, I have a sonar top side of it, and then
Okay.
yeah, if you have your own dive team, perfect. If not, this is what we do for a living. We can assist in any way that you need with all of our rigging. So whatever you need from us, we're here to help assist you at this moment.
Yeah, we do have a team, so I will we'll do that for the salvage part. But I'm heading your way, man. I'm just eating a little bit.
All right, sounds good. We'll chat soon.
I'm gonna finish this video.
Community, like they've been through here. He knows that they've had their boats, and they know they've been over this exact same spot, and that for some reason they've missed it. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, we've missed locations as
Maybe
well.
it was fresh.
So, nobody can beat themselves up. They've got incredible equipment. It's just one of those things that we continue to learn over time how we can be most
Maybe it
effective
was
with
too
what
fresh.
it is that we're doing. So, 35 feet offshore when the thing goes down seems to be a perfect first pass for us, especially by using multiple sonars with the live scope, with the down imaging, with the side imaging. And with this one, everybody continues to garner new knowledge, and hopefully when somebody else does go missing within their community or anywhere across the U.S., other agencies are learning from this as well.
St. Clair County Sheriff's Office, Michigan State Police, along with hundreds of volunteers, have searched from the Thumb to the Ohio border, but no one has spotted Nadine or her vehicle. Their mother has suffered from memory issues as of late. Oddly, she left her Casco Township home around 2:30 in the morning, May 4th, just like it was any other day. But her cell phone battery eventually died and is no longer traceable. They say their mother has never disappeared like this before, and they're worried since it's been a week and no one has seen her. They've even searched areas she often visited, but still no sign of the beloved mother.
It was a lonely Mother's Day this year, so, we could really use her. Please tell us. If they find a car and there's no one in the car, at least they have a spot to start from where they can do more air search, more, rescue, send dogs up.
From 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. when it was the last connection, it was in a single tower in Green City, showing that she was staying in at least one general area, if not even just being parked her in one spot. So, but everything past then, we have no knowledge or no idea.
If you see her, stop her. If any of you fishermen out there and the musky fishers and the people up and down the rivers, if you got sonar, I hate to say it, but check the rivers, check every place. When you're out there, just keep your eyes open.
Normally, when we see a vehicle go in, they're not going to be destroyed like that. I mean, no matter how hard you hit. So, I don't know where they load and unload here. So my thought is, they've been dropping an anchor on it for the last couple of months, and they've just flattened it more.
Depending on if they have trailer. Then they're busy. So I don't see anything out there. We have freighters.
Freighter.
We wish that every case that we came in on, we would be able to solve as quickly as we did with this one with Nadine. Unfortunately, we can't solve them all. But here's what we ask of you. If you happen to know of a case anywhere across the U.S. that might need our help, underwater, sonar search recovery is our specialty. Please reach out to us in the description down below. Check out our email, check out our website. We appreciate you being here and putting us in a position to come out here and help families like Nadine get the answers that they need. We'll see you down the road.
March 17th, 1991, 23-year-old Carrie Parker left her job in Quinlan, Texas, and was never seen again. For the last 30 years, Trish Gager has been searching for her sister, and most of that time, she's felt alone.
And I've been very angry most of my life because I feel nobody looked for her. She hadn't been looked for in 30 years.
That is until Adventures with Purpose recently came across her case.
Full of a lot of emotions right now as we're in Hunt County, Texas, looking for Carrie Parker. We found her car. Right now, some of my biggest fears is I didn't even want to be a part of this one right now because the car is 30 years old. She was 23 years old, mother of 3, on the way to her son's birthday party. We're so close to having the car out. This is one episode you're not going to want to miss.
Esta es una historia real. Pasó aquí mismo en mi ciudad.
La hora de la desaparición.
We want to welcome you to Quinlan. Is that how you say this?
Yeah.
Quinlan, Texas, where we are looking for Carrie Mae Parker, who went missing March 17th of 1991. This is Trish, who is Carrie's sister, and we also have a good friend, Lori, over here. And so with this one, a much different story than we've ever told before, because she's been missing now for coming up on 30 years, and it wasn't until 10 years ago that she was actually reported missing officially.
Her son's birthday, I believe, was March 22nd, and she was going to throw him a birthday party. I think he was going to turn 6, and she never showed up. It wasn't totally out of the ordinary, but as the time went by, you know, we're like, well, something's wrong. Something's not right. In 2010, I called, found out that Terrell PD had changed the missing persons to a welfare check. And for the last almost 11 years, it's like they've treated this case the same as when they first got it back in the 90s. I don't know how y'all feel about things when it comes to psychic. I was using a Facebook marketplace. This lady responds to me, and I'm like, yeah, meet us up and all this kind of stuff. And when she sees me, she's just staring. I mean, the look on her face was like, I was fixing to like trip out because it made me very uneasy and uncomfortable. She started telling me that she saw her in water. But she said that it was in deep water, like. She said it was in 50 foot of water. Yeah.
Here, did she point you in a direction as to where here in the lake might be?
She said the deepest part. That would be close to
Plus,
the
she
dam.
said
But there, we don't have any kind of sightings or anything that she was there.
So I would say let's head over to the dam first area. Let's see if we can actually gain access over there. And then let's check out Hot Cove. And then if by chance you can get any access to the quarries today, by chance, let's see if we can get in on any of those today. And we'll just kind of play it by ear. We could always come into this with a plan, no plan. Our plan was to meet up with you here at 9 a.m., figure out the story and start coming up with that plan throughout the day. way to start any search, Sam. 40-year-old chicken. And now we begin. If you've never been here before or seen side scan what we're looking at, or sonar, a couple of things we're looking at. The first one is we have side imaging taking place here. We're casting 75 feet right, 75 feet left. Anything that you see black is water column. So if you look at the 18, 36, 54, 75, those are kind of like grid lines for us. And so from the boat to the bottom is 8 feet. So this is the down imaging. So if you look at 7.5 feet, we'll come at 7.5 feet. So anything black is water column. This one over here is live scope. So this one is actually happening in real time, whereas this one is a picture in time. So in real time, you see fish swimming around. This one over here, picture in time. Sam, you gotta hold the gimbal like smooth and level.
I'm trying to. It's kind of wavy.
So as you guys can see, the waves are definitely kicking up. But the good news is that have you noticed there's always good news when I talk?
Always good news.
Always good news. Always good news. Is that you can actually see that the side scan is still giving us a really good leading feedback. So is the down imaging. We're currently casting 39 feet down. We're still casting 75 feet left and right. And the reason why we're still along the dam is because there's an upper road. I mean, the dam's been here for a long time. And back in the 90s, 80s, access points were a lot more convenient. So if by chance, accident, or on purpose, or intentional, you have to clear all these areas. Yeah, we're going to have to call that one, Sam. We're coming over sideways on the boat, in front of the boat. Oh, Sam! Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I have no battery. The sun is going down. I'm gonna go. Bye. 2 hours. Wow. Okay, bye.